Hello, my darling listeners. It's me, the one and only Fax 5'em, giving you the facts. That's right, anything I say has to be a fact because Okay, yeah, I'm exhausted, alright? I've been having some crazy weeks. Heck, it's even my birthday coming up tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, actually, no, by the time this will be released, it will be my birthday. Yeah, I volunteered to work as an election judge. It's just a poll worker, but for some reason in Maryland, they're called election judges. They make you do the entire work day, which is 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., although you have to be there for cleanup and setup, so it's more like 6:45 to 8:30. And they scheduled me to do 2 days in a row. I don't know why, but they did. My sleep schedule is still recovering. Well, at least they're gonna pay me for it. $200 each day. I'm gonna get $400 out of it. More than I made off this channel. Well, maybe I'll get something nice with those 400. I do have one more day scheduled to work. It'll be the day of the actual primary. I was working just for early voting. Yeah, I've been exhausted. Been working on the audiobook of Thunder on the Right. Glad I was able to get the author's permission. What was it? I got it right here. Alan Crawford. Pretty neat guy. Yeah, his contact info was kind of hard to find. I didn't know he had a website, because every time I tried Googling him, I'd just find, just like about the author pages or something, but they didn't have his website. I only found his website by sheer mistake and grit. Still not, I'll have to double check how I did it. I know I wrote it down somewhere. But yeah, today we're going to read an article, or I'm going to read an article for y'alls from The Economist called, well, you're going to hear the title soon enough. An article from The Economist about, honestly, I just can't stop giggling at the headline and some of the content in it. So you know what? Let's just get right into this bad boy. China's elites think feminism is a foreign plot. Party bosses blame a brutal assault on gangsters rather than endemic sexism. Initially published in The Economist on June 16, 2022, by Chengguan. An unprovoked attack on several women by drunken thugs has revealed something striking. Chinese leaders are more threatened by feminists than by violent gangsters. Communist Party bosses could hardly avoid addressing widespread public horror after the assault was captured by security cameras at a late-night barbecue joint in the northern city of Tangshan, earning billions of views online. Faced with this challenge to China's self-image as a harmonious, low-crime society, officials, state media, China's largest social media platform, and even a university dean have lined up to denounce the notion that China has a problem with gender-based violence. Instead, the ruling establishment has played up the problem of organized crime. At least initially, several news outlets declined to report the assault as an example of the harassment that Chinese women endure all too often, whether from strangers, colleagues, or lecherous bosses. Beijing Toitao, a news outlet with 27 million followers, called the attack a scuffle after men failed to strike up a conversation with women diners in the early hours of June 10th. Those bland words did not match the images of women being clubbed with bottles and chairs, dragged outside and kicked in the head by several men, sending two of the victims to an intensive care unit. Rather than talk about endemic violence against women, officials and police commanders in Tangshan, a steel-making city of 7.7 million people, portrayed the attacks as a glimpse of an underworld that, despite repeated anti-mafia campaigns, lurks in a few corners of their hometown. Police said that 5 of the men arrested and accused of beating women who refused their drunken advances or who tried to stop the violence had been charged previously with crimes including assault and unlawfully detaining others. The city's leaders announced a 2-week thunderstorm anti-crime campaign involving intense patrols and a gang reporting hotline, which has been swamped with tip-offs. They pledged that this would comprehensively rectify outstanding problems in the field of public safety. The public has heard such promises before, notably in 2018, when national leaders ordered a 3-year campaign against organized crime dubbed Resolutely Root Out Black and Evil Forces. Shrugging off questions from netizens and even some newspapers about the value of short-term campaigns against crime, police in several other cities staged shows of force, sending officers to guard pavement barbecue stalls or bark public safety message at diners through megaphones. The readiness of officials to talk about violent gangs is all the more striking because China's relatively low crime rates are a mainstay of propaganda about the superiority of one-party rule. In 2018, the recorded murder rate per 100,000 people in China was almost a sixth of that reported in India, and a ninth of America's murder rate. Reports of mass shootings or racist attacks in America are a staple of Chinese television's main evening news broadcast. Some netizens have thrown such boasts back at the authorities after the Tangshan assault. Particular sarcasm was directed at reposts of a blog about the perils of overseas study, originally published by the Communist Youth League in 2017, which advised its young members, "Going out late at night for barbecue skewers? I'm sorry, America can't give you that safe feeling." There are several explanations for this eagerness to blame thugs rather than sexism. One is that China, a control-obsessed state, often treats societal ills as problems of national security and politics. The oath of office for Chinese police opens with a vow to defend the absolute leadership of the Communist Party, before it mentions enforcing the law and emphasizes political security and social stability. This emphasis on politics cuts both ways. A gripping research paper published in 2021 by Liu Yuqian, a political scientist now at Peking University, draws on interviews with dozens of police officers to explore how root out black and evil campaigns are undermined by tensions between top-down orders from party chiefs to arrest gangsters and the incentives of individual police who know that local crime bosses may have powerful political patrons. The paper, titled The Art of Criminal Investigation in China, a Typology of Policing Crimes, describes police tipping off gang leaders and targeting lower-level thugs instead. Petty crimes such as street fights that do not lead to deaths are ubiquitous but rarely reported, Mr. Liu writes. To keep local crime statistics low, officers may lean on victims to drop charges. Assaults may end up as Chati Anjan, or drawer cases languishing under desks forever. The People's Republic is a patriarchy. Ordering yet another gang crackdown keeps the party in familiar, safe territory. It helps that street violence has been declining for some years, not least as fewer Chinese live by muscle power alone and increasingly work in service jobs that impose certain standards of behavior, says Zhu Jinhua, a former Chinese policeman who is a sociologist at the University of Macau. In contrast, feminism is more politically sensitive, says Mr. Zhu, because it draws energy from social movements not under the party's control. Party leaders see China as a socially conservative country and rarely seek to challenge that chauvinism. Just as one member of the 25-strong Politburo is a woman, President Xi Jinping lauds China's excellent traditional culture. Women such as Peng Shuai, a tennis champion who accused powerful men of abusive behavior, are scrubbed from public life by censors. Judges routinely deny divorces to women assaulted by their husbands, even when shown medical records of injuries. Above all, feminism is called a foreign threat. A note sent on June 12th by the dean of the School of Sociology at Wuhan University went viral after he told students concerned about the Tangshan assault to beware the American ideology of fist-waving women, a crude pun on the Chinese word for feminism. China's elites would rather blame social ills on wrongdoing by criminals than admit that individuals have rights. I'm sure that just about everyone, all 20 of you listening to this, have at one point heard somebody talk about how feminism is some sort of, un-American or foreign, anti-Western, cultural Marxist plot to destroy the West. And now the elites in China are saying that it's a Western plot to destroy the East, and what's the freaking deal, man? Everyone loves, all these schmucks just love to act like feminism is some sort of foreign, antithetical ideology or plot that's designed to undermine the currently good shit we have going on. It is kind of funny to just all these memories I have of people whining about cultural Bolshevism. Cultural Marxism. That's the PC way of saying it. And now you have the actual communists saying, it goes against the Communist Party. It's foreign. Like a vault. Well, thank you for making it this far. I'm sure you can tell how tired I am by listening. But don't worry, I ain't tired of you guys. You guys are pretty cool. Cool enough to make it this far, and those are the facts. Please, just subscribe, share it around, give me that dopamine rush, If I get enough subscribers, I can change my ugly YouTube URL. Or don't. I'm not your boss. I'm just Facts 5'em. And right now, I'm signing off.